Come on, these people want to see a show, and I don't want to be embarrassed.
Go time! Welcome in to a glorious Wednesday afternoon, December 11th. We've got Champions League play, and I'm joined here by none other than the founder of the Sub Club, Subhuman Gaucho. Sub, big day today. I know this kind of came about. We were talking the other night and said, hey, we both have some time in the afternoon. There's a bunch of matches. Do you want to go live? Sure, let's do it. Let's talk about it, Sub. How you feeling about today's action?
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. I think we picked a fun day. You know, I think this is it's gonna be a goal heavy day. So we're gonna be bouncing back and forth between all these games, and I think it's gonna be a grand old time, man. I like the slate. I think there's some fun action here. Some bigger bets, got some fun player props, some long shots, some parlays, got the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, we've got quite a few plays broken down already that we'll give you guys as we get into this. And look, the game plan is we'll stick around through at least halftime, talk about some second half bets. But if you guys are here rocking, then we'll keep socking. So that's the deal. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. I see True Teller in the chat. Make sure you guys put your plays in the chat for us. Let's see what you guys are on as well. And I think we're going to have a couple of guests that will be joining us this afternoon as well. It's kind of a little impromptu thing here, but rather than putting a video out there and having you guys go check it out, we'll figure we'd give you some of our favorite bets here and just kind of talk a little bit about how some of these matches are going to go, Sub. So we might as well dig right in. And, look, we'll try to move quickly for you guys. We know that this thing starts at 3. It's just the two of us right now to break this thing down. So we got about 25 minutes till the first matches take place. And so why don't we start right off the pop here? We'll look right at the top of this thing with the young boys. Young boys in Stuttgart. I'm not sure, but I know this. I know there used to be a time when the young boys were known for scoring.
Yep.
And now you look at this total, it's at 3.5. Juice to the under, sort of. I guess it's kind of a split spot there. It's a kind of a lofty number for a team that's really been struggling to find success out there. Then you look at this side, and there is steam. It went from minus 286 to minus 315 on Stuttgart, the home squad, I believe, in this case. And it makes sense. Overall, looking at these two teams and their breakdowns and what's going on out there, you know what? Stuttgart's really trying to get into that top 24 and advance. Young boys are kind of standing in their way. And what do you think about this matchup? How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, Stuttgart, man, it's been a tale of two seasons for me. Just an insanely profitable team for me last year. Just really had them just covered down to a T. This year it's been the opposite. It seems like every Stuttgart game I get involved in, I end up losing somehow. They're probably coming off their worst championship or Champions League performance against Red Star a few weeks ago. This is one of those favorites, though. These home favorites, I think a lot of them just rolled today, and this is one of them. Like the over. Not crazy getting in pre-flop. I think this is one we can get in live. I could see first half over 1.5 as well, but we'll get a plus money 15 minutes in the game if there's no goals and approach it that way. Little unfortunate Undav's not around, but as you were saying, young boys known for scoring. This season they're known for getting scored on. So I think Stuttgart should rack them up at home here.
Used to make back in the day, I used to make quite a few jokes about the young boys and how much they like to score. So appreciate you guys. Trisha M's in the house. True Teller, Joey W, Amsterdam. What else? That's Canada. Hope you're feeling better, my friend. Thank you for popping in and hanging out with us. Both our teams won yesterday. We both got that Winnipeg Jets and the Flyers wins there. We should have parlayed him, my guy. But I'm with you, Sub. I think it's a Stuttgart spot. I think this is of the games. This is one that I kind of had marked down for live betting as well. So I put a parlay in the chat that I'm on. We'll talk about these as we get going. But it's a nice little honest payout here, plus 1337. So how about we talk about, let's go right down the rip here. With game number 2, we'll look at Benfica Bologna. Bologna is what it looks like to me. And we got this thing juiced at over 2.5. Boy, sidewise, Benfica favors for a reason. Minus 182 now moved to minus 250 sub. And I'm not really surprised at that movement. I don't know about you, but I look at these two teams and I think, boy, what the hell? Benfica should kick the snot out of these guys. It's not even going to be close. I was looking at some side bets that I wanted to get in there as well, but I'm going to turn the floor over to you to talk to us about what you think's going on in this game here. Does Bologna look like Bologna in this game?
Yeah, I think they do. It's an interesting team in some regard. Coming off a great season last year, they were fantastic defensively last year. Defense is taking a step back, and they can't really seem to score goals. They also can't seem to stay healthy. Orsolini, big part of that attack. He's out. And then Dan Ndoye, I'm surprised to see him on the bench. I imagine he might not be entirely fit. I was really hoping to take his shots over. This young man just loves to shoot the rock. He doesn't really care about the angle or anything. He doesn't always hit the target, but just shoots and shoots and shoots. It's funny. I remember breaking Mike's brain in half over the summer when we're talking Euros, and he's a Swiss international. Same thing in that Swiss team. He just shoots and shoots and shoots, and Mike's used to shot on target. He's a hockey guy, so I had to explain there's a different market for shots on target in soccer. But unfortunately, he's on the bench. I think that makes Bologna's attack all the more feeble. So yeah, I agree with this team. Like Nate Diaz says, I am not surprised, MFer. I got Benfica parlayed with AC Milan. Around a minus 130 now, but still like it. I think both those home sides roll.
I jumped in on Benfica win to 0. Bologna is Bologna, and I'm going to stick by it here. Both teams to score no. Just kind of a derivatives. I use, when I cap soccer, Sub and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. The fucking line movement. And then there's a guy that's out there. He's a red Xer himself when it comes to soccer, and he's a kid. He's a kid that's out there. And no disrespect to any of the younger folk that are out there, but he's like, I've been copping soccer my whole life. Why do you keep talking about line movement? Every time I put out, it's the same Discord I used to go into and say, young boys like to score. And and he was like, every time I put a play out there, you say line movement. You're jinxing my plays. I said, no, dummy. You can do these things simply just looking at line movement itself at the end. The European soccer market gets more betting action than any other sport in the world, and except for maybe the NFL. But I think at the end of the day, that line movement, there's some big European syndicates. Think of some dirty Russian mob money, right? That's like moving games around. And when you start to look at that cash flow and line movement, you get a really good indication. So I cap a lot of the market that way. Sub and I did a little 5-legger a couple weeks ago. I think we hit, I don't remember if we hit them all or if we hit 4 of the 5. It was knowing nothing, just late one night, just like, this line's moving this way, and just clicked a bunch of boxes. And that's very much the way it worked out. And so the line movement is so important, so valuable in the soccer market here. But that's how I wound up with Benfica to win to 0. I think that's a good spot for us here. I don't think Bologna gets on the board. Not to mention when you look at their numbers overall. But let's move on. Let's go. We got Man City, Juventus. This is a fun one. Sub, Man City, Juvie. Both teams kind of trying to find their identity is what I've learned here into this season. Now, Man City, of course, Premier League champions, right? They came out of the EPL on top, but it doesn't look so glorious as of late. And now they're battling injuries. But on the other side of things, Juventus is getting healthy. And, at the end of the day, they're trying to figure things out. New coaching systems in place. And, look, 2 powerhouse teams that should go out there and collide. The over 2.5, surprisingly, it's only 2.5. It's minus 120. And then you look at the sides here, there hasn't been a ton of movement. Man City's been minus 105, pretty solid. We don't get the cash flow splits here with our friends at Action, but we still can get an indication if the line is moving. And Juvie opened up at plus 250, now plus 265. So I think this is an opportunity here where's Man City been struggling the most? Defense. They're finding a difficult time stopping the ball from going into the net. On top of that, they're down players. And now what do? When you're down players and you're struggling on defense, you got to overemphasize that defensive side of the ball here. And I jumped in on this under 2.5. So Do you think I got any validity in that play here, or am I just bullshit?
No, 100% you do. 100% you do. I'm on Juve plus a half. I think those are tightly correlated, the under and the Juve side. Yeah, Man City, just known as the best attack in football, and you've got in 2.5 scoreline. That should tell you a lot, right? Just that right there. A year ago, Man City's probably like minus 200 or more in this spot. And so that tells you a lot too. On the one hand, you might say this is a cheap price on City. I got to be with the home side here. This is a game I would I'd compare this game to a game we got involved in yesterday between Inter Milan and Leverkusen. Leverkusen a lot like City, slightly different tactics, but want to get a lot of men forward. They want a lot of the ball, and they're taking on an Italian side in Juventus that much like Inter Milan were against Leverkusen. They're the bigger side. They're the more physical side. Great defense. Juve's problem recently has been their attack. They've had a ton of injuries, but they've got a bunch of them back. Dusan Vlahovic, Concedo, all these attackers, they've got them back now. I think City's going to have a lot of the ball. I think they're going to struggle to score. Kind of lean City corners. I might end up taking that live. That's something we can mess around with live. But I think Juve keep this low scoring. I could see a 0-0. I'm very tempted on it, but I think Juve can catch one on the break. I think they score here. I think they might win this game outright. Really like the Italian home side here. It's going to be a rocking stadium, that's for sure. So that's going to be a fun one. Probably some cards in that one as well.
I kind of look at the draw too. I mean, I hear what you're saying, the home team, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a pipe dream here. I see that big number for Juventus there, and it kind of gets me going in the other direction. Moving on, Sparta, Feyenoord. I believe this was one that you were. I don't want to speak for you. I don't want to speak for you as far as where you were looking at this one here, but look, big favorites for a reason. Minus 182 moves to minus 260 in the Feyenoord side of things here. The draws caught reverse movement, it looks like, as well. So there's almost all but no chance it looks like Sparta is going to be competitive in this game. But, as far as I went to attack this game here, I saw the total, man. This under 3.5. It's got a little steam on it as well. It's hanging out there at minus 170, and it looks like it could even drop to 2.5 in this game. So what would you think? Would you go an aggressive under at this game, or do you think how do you play this game with this pricing the way it is?
That is interesting. This is the only game that I'm not involved in.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to chase the steam under 3 at a pick'em. Feyenoord can let you down. I would talked about some of these home favorites, so I think they roll. Could probably put Feyenoord in that class, but are they going to cover the spread? Are they going to run up the score line? I'm not so sure. I might take a little poke on the under, but yeah, as I said, this is the only game I didn't get involved in. Hard to trust the home side here. They should win.
Big number. The way I looked at this one, let me see what I had in here. Oh, yeah. That's right. Just a runaway train. Now the 3.5 moving down to 3 seems like they want that number. Probably figuring it's fixing to end right at 3. And the only way I could see it ending right at 3 was Feyenoord to get their over 2.5 goals, get some nice little, maybe it's a 3-0 win. Maybe it is a 3-1 win, and they cover that over, but that over at plus 135 at 3.5 ain't going to be the way I touch it. I took their team total, though. Feyenoord's team total over 2.5 plus 120. I think that just a mismatch of styles. From what I can see here, the speed and the size advantage the Feyenoord side of things here, and simple plus money price tag for me to try to give a crack at this thing here, get a couple of these plus money tags and stack them up at the end and see if we get up on top of this thing here. But probably Sparta finds a way. This is probably going to have more goals than I expect when it comes down to it. I guess at the end of the day, it just looks like Feyenoord's in the position to solidify their round of 16, or it's the round of 16, right? That's the next level. Mm-hmm. And so you can't go out there lightly when you're looking at a Feyenoord or when you're looking at a team like Sparta. And, you got to go beat the shit out of them. And it's not style points. It's just making sure that you get enough goals not to let that other team come back. I don't think it's a park the bus situation. I think it's rip their throat out and show it to them while they're slowly dying in your arms situation. So we'll see if we can get that team total at over 2.5. So what do you think about that analogy?
Yeah, I think you're right on there. I'd be looking the same direction myself there.
Well, let's go. We got just a few more games to kind of just briefly touch on here, but we want to get moving for you guys. So 3 more to go. This should be a fun one. In Barcelona and Dortmund. Germany, man. Running and humming here on the other side of things. Barcelona. This line opened up at 3.5. It's caught some steam to the under. Kind of surprises me because every time I see a Dortmund game, I feel like it's always 2-2. The money, though. How about this? The home side in Dortmund, right? But yet Barcelona opened up at plus 120. And they've slithered their way on down to plus 105. Sub. Seems like the betting consensus here is Barcelona is live on the road. Do you take the public road dog or do you play the home team in this game, Sub? What do you think?
Yeah, the side and the total interest me here. On paper, I think this should be an over. It's interesting, though. Dortmund, they'll really surprise you. I don't think this Dortmund team is in a good state right now. But, man, in this competition, they just have a habit of overperforming. I mean, they made it so deep so many times when they had no business doing so. So that makes me wonder about, that steam on the under. Maybe there's a big bettor out there that has a feeling Dortmund can somehow keep this tight. They'll probably play their hearts out. This stadium, I mean, the yellow wall here in Germany is really incredible. So I want to talk about it, just a loud place. I mean, this place is going to be hopping. I like goals. I did take a little over 3.5. One of the rare times I'm okay with going against the steam. Tick down, I had to take it. I'm going to look to get in live too, but ultimately, Barca's starting to get healthier. Their press is so good. This Dortmund team, they've got problems in defense and midfield. I tend to think that Barca chews them up. Took a couple player props in this one, both Rafinha and Lamine Yamal to score or assist. I think they can get involved, especially if they can get Yamal isolated one-on-one against some of these defenders at that Dortmund backline. I think the young man just chews them up and spits them out. So, Lamine Yamal, bigger one, but Rafinha too. He's just been so good lately, creating, scoring, doing it all. Lewandowski should score, just clinical. He's been doing great in this competition for, I don't know, was it going on 2 decades now or something? I like Barca. Not gonna jump on the side right now. We'll see about live, but give me the over and we'll look to get live on and over as well.
Timmy likes a little Lewandowski 2 goals versus Dortmund as well. This was a tricky spot for me because I just don't like seeing what I'm seeing out of. Wouldn't surprise me to see both. This game ends in a draw, and the over 2.5 cashes. Probably both sides end up scoring like 2 goals, and that price tag's plus 650. So nothing really for me to get jacked up with inside of there. This is fun. Let's go to this next game because I do have some action in this one here. Should be a fun one to talk about in AC Milan. AC Milan taking the field by storm, but yet the price is maybe a little too high right now. It went from minus 455 down to minus 400 for this AC Milan squad. And so this is the one I told you. I got a couple of little bomber bets that I wanted to drop out there for. And, we look at this total. It's juiced to the over at 3.5. And we've got some action coming in. And I do see actually some numbers on this one here. Surprisingly enough, I'm not sure why. This game gives me some splits, but the total is getting clobbered right now. 90% of the bets and 97% of the cash are smacking away. Milan game to be a firework festival of goals. And I don't disagree, Seb. I think this is a great opportunity for us to take a big swing. Now, where I do disagree, who's going to score those goals? I can't see it being Red Star whatsoever out there. Thing about Milan, you and I talked about this backstage. Look, they made some coaching changes, trying to get their shit together. And what have they done since then? They have been a defensive dominant organization. They have 5 of their first 7 league games have been held to clean sheets, no scores from the other side. And Red Star's terrible on the road. That's plain and simply put. They're just not a good road team. They don't travel well for shit. I looked the clip up on this one here. I took 2 swings. AC Milan to win 3-1 plus 750 and 3-0 plus 650. I really do think they'll continue along that line of the clean sheet. But where I'm concerned is if they get to that third goal, I was saying to Sub, I think they score in the first half and it's like 1-0. I think the second half they score early, and then you're going to see some pressure coming in from the Red Star side of things, and that's when they open up, they make a stupid mistake, and it's 3-0. Question is, does Milan park the bus at that point, or do we see a little backdoor 95th minute on a 3-minute extra time situation, and Red Star punches one home? So that's kind of the way I approach the 3-1 and 3-0 exact score bets. If you look at their team totals, if you look at kind of the expectations around both teams to score no is plus 110. So I took a shot on that as well. AC Milan to 0, essentially the win to 0 is plus 115. I was looking at their team total over, and this is what kind of led me to that exact scores. The team total over 2.5 at minus 130. So it's juicy, and the money's coming in on the over. I love that 3-1 and 3-0 exact scores. And actually, I'm going to go Milan to 0. Milan to 0 at plus 115. So there's 3 plays for you in this game. So what do you think?
Yeah, we were talking about those exact scores. I really like your angle there. I really, really do. And if it gets there and it's late, you can always take a little hedge on an over. Somebody to score in the last 10 minutes if you find it 3-1, and ensure yourself some nice profit there. I like it. I was saying it before. I think some of these favorites, these home favorites in these matches here just roll. I think AC Milan is one of them. Talk about that steam all the time. There's no sport, in my opinion, like soccer, where that late steam is just so indicative, and we've seen a whole bunch of it on Milan here. I think Milan cook them. Milan are in an interesting point here in the table. They're kind of mid-table, kind of smack dab in the middle. But things are really tight. They're at 9 points. You got to be top 8 in the table to get an automatic go-through where you can skip those extra games. Big deal. It's a big deal to get that extra rest advantage later in the year, especially when you got your domestic seasons on the line and what have you. So they're at 9 points. The 8th place in the table right now has 12. Right, so they win here, which they very well should. And they're basically tied for 8th. And then it comes down to goal differential. So that tells me they're going to want to score here. So I do think they get to that 3 number. Rather like the over here. And Milan's in a good place where this competition is concerned. They've got some easy matches coming up. Was it Girona and Dynamo Zagreb? Games that they should win. So this team, they can easily find themselves in that top 8, but it might come down to goal differential. So they do want to win by margin here and put at least 3 in the back of the net. Really like Milan. That's my money line parlay, my big money line parlay. Milan and Benfica. I think they cook them here.
Nice. I like that parlay as well. We talked a little bit about that. I actually I opted to take that route and back one of the teams out of there. But let's talk about the Arsenal-Monaco spot. Last game, I think that we didn't get a chance to talk about here, just high level. But we do have some split information on this one as well. The over taking some action, but the under catching the movement. 87% of the bets and 93% of the cash came in on the over 3.5 plus 120. It's now catching minus 150s to the under. That's the kind of line movement that we're looking for. Then you see the side has moved from minus 286 for Arsenal to minus 300. And Sub, it's the last game on the card. I don't really have anything I love in this game. There was a couple of darts I was thinking about throwing, but Arsenal to me is a team, I play them in the second half. They always seem to be fucking tied in the first half, and then they end up winning the game like 2-1 or 3-0, and it's the second half that they make the adjustments and explode on teams. What's your assessment with this Monaco Arsenal spot?
Yeah, I want to get one out real quick here. A player prop that this is probably my favorite player prop on the board, and we'll talk X's and O's in a second. But William Saliba, have a shot is plus money. I got a big bet there. Have a shot on target is close to 4-1. I've got a pretty sizable bet there, and to score a header at 12-1. Put a pretty sizable bet in there. To the point that the book they wouldn't let me put it in. They kept reviewing me, and it just took forever. Yeah, this Arsenal squad. So I was thinking under here. I put an under bet in earlier in the week. I had to cash out at a bit of a loss. Arsenal's missing some defenders. That's what really worries me. I mean, they should win, especially at home. But this Monaco side, very, very good defensively. I think Arsenal's going to have a lot of the ball. They should control the game. I think Monaco forces them out wide an awful lot. I think they're going to be playing in a lot of crosses, and that leads to corners. So that's an official bet for me here. Arsenal team total corners over 6.5. It's a little juiced, minus 130, minus 140. Maybe something you wait, 5-10 minutes into the game, you can get maybe a better number. But that's correlated with this Saliba look. Saliba has been stepping in for Gabriel, who was just scoring a ton of headers. They're both giant men that play in that center back role. And Arsenal, just the absolute best set piece team in the world. Just no doubt about it. They love their corners, get big overloads on the back post, and they've got these very big, tall, athletic guys that are great in the air. Saliba's one of them. I like the over corners, and for the same reason, I like Saliba. Have a shot. He doesn't even have, he can just head the ball into the disabled section, at the bottom of the stadium there. And, he doesn't even have to hit the goal, and it's plus money. I love it. But at 4-1, just him to have a header on goal also just seems like a great piece of value. And, I think both teams to score could be live here with the way Arsenal has some injuries at the back. But this Monaco team, they are hard to break down. So not gonna mess around the total quite yet. But corners. I think we see a lot of corners from Arsenal here.
I like it. I like some corner action there. Shout out to Air Dog. Cashed. Looking for more cash. Need Holland. Also a same game parlay with stock over 1.5 shots on target. Jesus over 1.5 shots on target and Arsenal money line. Okay. Shout out. Made in Philly likes Monaco to score a goal at minus 140. We'll keep you guys up to date with these goals as they pop in. We'll see. It's funny. So my experience, Champions League goals, the Euro League, no goals. Nobody wants to play in that big tournament. They just want to get the fuck out of there. It's like punishment for not winning the championship to have to play in that Europa.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's funny. The Europa League too. They're like good teams, but they're not the best team, and they're in their league. Obviously, otherwise they'd be in champions. So they're always a little bit thinner, and when you don't have that squad depth, it's hard to travel, play all those extra games. So you see these Europa Leagues just wild rotations. Half the time they're bringing in the kids line off of the practice squad. Guys you haven't even heard play all year, and they're playing in these Europa Leagues. I'll tell you what though, I do like one over. I do like one over tomorrow. Spurs Rangers. I think it flies over.
The old hot toddies.
I'll make that one official right now. I'm already on it. I think that one flies over. Yeah, but it's interesting, Tottenham, another one of these teams, very good when they're at their best, but are they going to rotate? Their backline's banged up. Another reason I like the over. I think they're three starting center backs, or I should say, they're two starting center backs and their first backup have all come down with injuries in the last 2 weeks. So they're playing like fourth, fifth string guys. Rangers, they'll be pumped in Scotland for this one. They'll try to come away with something. They're going to be going for goals, and yeah, I like the over there.
That is playing with dynamite in the Europa there, but I see we got a guest that's backstage. He's going to join us here when his camera pops on. We already had a goal canceled. Benfica scored, and they zipped it out of there. Goal canceled. The fine scumbags of the development of VAR. Not
that was one we could have used too.
Nick says never too fast. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. We appreciate the support. Figured again, we'll give you guys a little afternoon action. We're going to bet it. We might as well share with you guys what we're betting. And because it's a full slate, we've got plenty of live betting opportunities. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Keep our eyes on the scoring market. I've got the live dashboard here on the side. I've got all the live scoring updates ready to come in. So as soon as we see official goals, we'll call them out for you guys. Hopefully you guys are back. Let us know when you make a move on a live bet. Again, we're just getting started. We're just 4 or 5 minutes into these games. So if you guys in the chat see a live bet, then share it with us. We'll talk about it. We'll try to see if it's something we can get some action on as well. So that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks like Benfica buzzing already. Coming off that miss, they're trying to get it back.
If you guys are watching these games or you're looking to watch these games, Paramount Plus, family of CBS Sports, has every one of these games available today. So Paramount Plus, if you haven't checked it out, check that out. It's cool. You can watch whichever game you want today. All rolling up there, Jim, or either.
There is nothing quite like that Galazzo show. You gotta love it, man. Just it's the it's the red zone of soccer, basically. They'll flip back and forth between all the games. I've got that up. Got the Juve Man City game up. And because I want to get involved in some overs, I've got the Dortmund Barcelona game up. So 2 that I'm focused on. And then obviously, wow, we got a young boy's goal.
Yep.
A young boy's score after all.
I usually try to wait until after I've seen the name announcement because I'll use what do I use here? Sofa scores. And sometimes they're quick to put it out there and it hasn't officially been registered. So usually once I see the name, I know it's a pretty safe bet. So we'll see. But there's the name.
Yes, it's one of those sports you can't help but celebrate. But there's so much VAR, man. I mean, they bring so many back nowadays. I guess it's good, it's good they get it correct. But God, it could just ruin your day. You get all happy and elated, and then moments later you're just depressed. It makes the depression all the worse.
I can't ever recall a situation where VAR went my way. Ever.
Oh, I know it. It's so rare. It's so rare.
I feel like if I'm on an over, they're taking goals back, and if I'm on the under, they're popping them in there, saying the guy was good.
Mm-hmm.
Just my experience there with those spots. I'm not sure yet. I see the question in the chat there for me asking about St. John's. I do like some St. John's, but I don't know if I can get there tonight. We're going to do pre-gaming. We'll pop off at 6. We'll keep at it. So let me know which games you guys want me to look at. I'll make sure that we talk about those. St. John's definitely going to be one of those games that I take a peek at as well. That's it. I can cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. Wow, that was a nice goal from Young Boys there. Just seeing the replay now. Yeah, that was quality goal. Yeah, that's another reason to like that over. We kind of touched on how Stuttgart should run up a score. Maybe we get on them live here at some point. Their defense is just it's soft as tissue paper. I mean, they give up so many big chances. That wasn't even a big chance. That was just a nice goal. But we were talking about this Red Star team, how bad they've been in this competition. They dominate their domestics, so they're always in the Champions League. They went years without a victory in the Champions League. I mean, they get in time after time, cannot win. They finally got one. They finally got one. It was against Stuttgart, and I was talking about how poor my form has been with Stuttgart. Just a terrible ROI getting involved in Stuttgart games this year. I was on Stuttgart, both teams to score. Stuttgart scored like the first I don't know 5 minutes, and then proceeded to dominate the game and let in 5 goals. It was awful. So yeah. I don't like siding with Stuttgart anymore. Just back the goals. This team is terrible at the back. They've got scoring quality.
I see our guest camera is on, but he stepped away for a second, so we'll get him here as soon as he jumps back in. Fresh off a show himself today. And we've got a goal in, oh man, do we have 1 or do we have 2 in Feyenoord? Can we cash our team total over right in the fucking first half of this game? Can we get our first cash or something?
I think so. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Beat the shit out of these guys. This is the pull your jugular out and fucking show it to you as you're slowly dying game. And that is Feyenoord. I can't remember if this was the game or there was another one that I put that analogy on, but I think it's this one. And sure enough, they're doing just that. There's our guest. He's backstage. No. He's ready to go. Again, fresh off a show himself earlier today. Looking forward to hearing a little bit about how that went. See here, let's cue it up. We got a little music for him here. We got a little intro for him. Let's see what we got. Let me find it. Let me find something here. How about this one? Make that money. Make that money, baby. You got to make that money all right. Yeah. Please welcome Jose Bouquet to the screen today. Jose, my friend, how are you feeling? You're looking spry and ready to roll.
Doing pretty okay. Can't complain. Just grinding the midnight oil, as they say, at 2:11 in the afternoon, I guess. Watching some soccer, so that's going to be fun. I don't have any action for you guys. I was told to come on. I came on actionless, but I'm here to vibe and watch some soccer. So,
well, we figured you might jump in with some live betting or so, but I know you had a show this late morning, early afternoon. How'd it go?
Yeah, can't complain. Good show. I realized today Dave Rogers commented on my post saying I was sneaky. I was like, what does that mean? I was like, what did I do? And I looked and I accidentally added Nick Wright from Fox Sports as one of my guests instead of Billy Brisbane. And I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. So I was like, delete real quick. Nick Wright, I don't need you seeing this one day. So yeah, I accidentally did that, and I realized that about 5 minutes ago. But yeah, no, it was a good show. Gonna bet the Army Navy under as is tradition, but otherwise, I can't. I don't have any too exciting things going on tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Army Navy situation there. How about that? You see these two teams though, not afraid to throw the ball around now. What do you think about that, Jose? You got a 25. The Navy no longer. I mean, they still roll a triple head, right? The 3-headed monster, but the reality is they're throwing the ball 25% of the time. Army's not afraid to pop the top.
I challenged them. I challenged them to go over a total. I think I forgot it was Wine Time that said last year's 28.5 that total. Now it's 38.5. I challenge you to score more. It'll be a fun game though. I'm watching on Paramount Plus. So you guys are way ahead of me. By the way, Feijenoord did indeed score that second goal there.
Let's go.
So 2-0. Shout out to Feyenoord.
Feyenoord, huh? That's how you say
it. What do you call it? What were you calling?
I think I was close. I think I was Feyenoord. I don't know. I was close, but
yeah, Netherlands.
I'll tell you what, you were innovative with the Turkey. I remember that coming up a while back.
Turkey,
that's what it was. Turkey. I mean that shit everywhere now. Turkey everywhere now. I remember Jose was breaking that news to everybody. That's their new name, and there it is.
Yeah, who would have thought?
You were ahead of your time, my friend.
Yeah, and they were good. They were good in the. I think it was the World Cup that we were talking about. Maybe the Euros. I don't remember.
I think it was the Euros that. Euros, they were fantastic. Yeah. Arda Güler. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's
good.
One of my favorite young players. Just fantastic.
He's good at kicking the ball, as they say.
Oh, by the way, Mike, I want to call you Sports Money now. I don't know why I want to call you Sports Money instead of Mike. But Mike, I'll put this in your calendar. January 18th, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, an ass whooping, just a dragging, boot to ass is going to occur. The United States versus Venezuela in soccer. Just an ass whooping is going to happen. The U.S. is going to get drugged up and down the field. It's going to look hilarious.
I mean, true to your nature, you are Venezuelan through and through with knowing January 18th. He's already got the look-ahead spot on the calendar.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Venezuela sucks at soccer. They gave me hope. They gave me hope to believe that they could make the World Cup. First time in the country's history. Of course, they're not going to do that because they're cowards, but they're still in contention, but I don't believe in them. But it's just going to be funny when we're not going to make the World Cup. We suck, and we're going to go into Fort Lauderdale where obviously, Mike, we outnumber you. We will outnumber you guys. It's going to be a Venezuelan home game. All of my cousins are down there, and we're going to drag you up and down the field.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I kind of don't doubt it. Venezuela, they're one of these teams. They can look really good on their best day, and as you say, it is kind of a home game. By
the way, so Hubin, it's nice to see you. I've been on screen with you before, and it's nice to see you again. I'll also mention, Mikey, to make this even worse for you, when you guys get dragged up and down the field, Venezuela hasn't won a World Cup qualifying game in 2 years, Mikey. We haven't won in 2 years, and we're still going to drag you up and down the field.
I can only wait to see. I have gone on record publicly as saying, though, in terms of the U.S., what we should do is we should put an all stop on anything soccer related anymore. No more. We're just not good at it. Let's move on from it. Let's stop. Obviously, Pulisic is a guy that's, repping the country overseas, but to that degree, that's it. Shut it down. One and done. Nothing good has come from men's soccer.
Gio Reyna doesn't tickle your fancy, Mikey? He's starting today for the first time in like a fucking decade. That doesn't tickle your fancy there?
It does not tickle my fancy. I shut it down. Listen, the only sport that we can stick with baseball. We can stick with hockey from a national representation.
Are we sure that we can stick with hockey?
Well, listen, Canada invented it, but America's perfecting it. And, we see that now. Look at the number one guy in the NHL. Well, one of is Austin Matthews.
You said number one, and you quickly had to realize that was not right.
Well, I believe it because of my passion for you. Just as you're passionate for your Venezuelans, as am I about the American hockey players. How about that guy came out of Arizona, came out of the fucking desert, and he's one of the best players in the NHL.
Yeah, it makes me feel like that I could also be one of the best players in the NHL if I too would have applied my craft to it,
Yeah, well, it was that close. You were that close.
It was indeed. By the way, Mikey, congratulations on the Phillies not being active in the MLB postseason, or I guess off season right now. I appreciate them just sitting out.
The big news here. Guess who they got the bullseye on? It's my guy. I'm a sucker for Kyle Tucker. If they bring Kyle Tucker into the Phillies organization, I will absolutely fucking blow my stack. It'd be awesome.
I would be shocked. I don't think they've got the prospects for it, but I respect them trying.
I don't think they do either. I think they're looking to shuffle a couple things around because if I remember correctly, the ownership last year said if it's not this year, we're going to have to go through a little bit of a rebuild. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm sure Bryce Harper's positive attitude won't stick around forever if they go through a rebuild on his watch. So, we'll see what they do. Mr. Playoffs there. Says USA hockey is good, but Canada's still number one. McDavid, a.k.a. McJesus, is levels above Matthews. Man, I'll tell you what. Here's a little free treat for everybody. If you want a little big bang opportunity out there, I'm talking plus 1,000s, plus 1,200s. Take Austin Matthews to score the first goal and Austin Matthews to score the last goal in every fucking game they play because he's doing one or the other, and you're catching plus 100 times, plus 1,000 every time he does it. So keep that in mind. Justin says if Tucker goes to Phillies, it'll piss him off. How about this, Justin? We know you're repping the old Pittsburgh black and gold, if you will, but when was the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers won a game in Philadelphia? Does anybody know? I know. Call on me. All right. 1965, Justin. 1965. The Steelers going into Philly here. Are they going to catch a beat down? I'll tell you guys this. Free early advice of the week for the NFL card here. I've already given you guys a couple of NFL plays. I'll give you this one too. The under in that game. The under, believe it was 43 last night. Love the under in that game. Big under. I think you're muted, Jose.
In Pittsburgh, did you say?
Pittsburgh and Eagles game. Yep.
Okay.
By the way, Mikey, I was talking about you yesterday to our mutual friend, old Matthew, because obviously we announced Palooza dates, and Matt found out about it. He's like, "Oh, I want to go again. Is my guy Mikey going to be there?" And I was like, "You know what? I hope he is. I hope he is, because you guys are a good duo."
I saw the dates. I saw the
Matt
dates.
misses you.
It was a pleasure to meet him, and again, the circumstances were very awkward. I told the story.
But I noticed that you say that you don't miss him, though.
Of course I miss him. I mean, it was a good dude to hang out with. All
right, I'll send him this clip.
It's funny because I was looking at something the other day, and there came up the Coastal Carolina women's softball team, and it made me think of it. It did. The Coastal Carolina women's softball team.
Good. By the way, of course, Coastal Carolina versus UTSA in the bowl game. So there you go.
There you go. There you go. The Roadrunners, little meat action in the house.
Yeah, shout out to Sincere McCormick. I hope you guys picked him up in fantasy last week. Going to be starting running back for the Raiders. Go Birds.
You know what? I did not pick him up. I'm in the playoffs. I got the first week bye in the playoffs for fantasy.
Yeah, I'm in two leagues, two $100 leagues that I actually care about, and they're both in the final week, and I'm in like 9-5, 8-6 range in both leagues. I'm like on the bubble, needing to win this week. So the playoffs basically start for this week for me. So it's a lot of fun.
That's exciting. Here's a little unknown fact. I drafted so excellently that the pre-season rankings said I was going to be dead last.
Oh yeah, that happened to me too.
I made 0 waiver wire moves. I did make a couple free agent moves because my players were naturally on buys, right? So you got to fill a gap. But no waiver wire moves. Dead last projected power ranking came in first place. Top seed overall as we roll into the playoffs. Fuck those power rankings. What are they? They don't know shit.
When I was invested in one of my leagues I'm a commissioner in, and I would hand write power rankings for all the teams as well. This was very fun. It was just an opportunity to make fun of my friends in various ways. It's a good time.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm an excellent fantasy football commissioner when I actually care about the league and the people are actually fun.
Are you a commissioner for hire? You know how some of those guys will do like
I'm not for hire, but if you tell me I'm pretty enough and give me a back rub, I'll do it.
Oh.
I'm a simple man.
Justin, I know you're a Falcons fan, Justin, but seems like you're always going to them Pittsburgh games, Pittsburgh and Philly games. It seems like you're on the radar for. I know it's geography. I got it.
Do you guys wait? You guys call them the Falcons here? That's weird. That's weird.
How do you guys pronounce it?
The Falcons.
The Falcons.
Yeah. Who's the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, Mikey?
Is it Sam Darnold?
It's actually Sam Darnold.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's Sam Darnold. Yeah, shout out to our guy Jimmy.
Canadian enunciation there. I like it.
Yeah, I say that in my like normal life now, and people look at me like I'm weird. I also, when I'm playing golf, I say iron. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit a 9-iron here, and people will just look at me like, what the hell is this guy?
I didn't even know what you meant when you said it the first time.
I know you said that too. I was like, what is that? What is he talking about?
Yeah. So I'll even like just to fuck with people like at the clubhouse when I'm with a buddy. I'm like, oh yeah, is that like a 4-iron right there? And the clubhouse guys will be like, they just look at me funny. You know, those are just the random things I do to make myself laugh throughout the day. You know,
whatever gets you through it.
Yeah.
Man, I might regret buying off my under in this Arsenal Monaco game because this game has been insanely slow.
Yeah, there's no scoring anywhere. besides our guys at Feyenoord and our other friends and Young Boys.
Young boys.
Yeah.
The team that I expected to do absolutely nothing gets out there and gets the first goal of the entire night. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't expect yesterday to see so many goals. I mean, yesterday some of those games were just on acid, just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it was funny. I obviously I'm a Liverpool fan. I watch Liverpool very in depthly. I'm also an asshole. I usually bet Liverpool to win the Premier League or the Champions League. Of course, I bet them to win the Champions League this year when the league is already basically wrapped up. So that's great. But them winning 1-0 and all the other games just being like high scoring, just nonsense. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. I was expecting just all hell to break loose. And it was a nice, just calm watch for once.
Yeah, it's funny. I absolutely hate Liverpool. I mean, I'm a Man U guy, so naturally, I absolutely hate them. But they've been like my best ROI team this year. I back the hell out of them. I ended up backing Arsenal at the beginning of the year in the Prem, and by the time I wanted to get on Liverpool, it's kind of too late. Their numbers are pretty terrible.
Mike, you kind of look like Arnie Slot.
It kind of does now that you say that. Holy shit. God, I never thought of that.
You need like a little bit more, like 2 shades of a tan, and you're basically Arnie Slot.
I wonder if it changes with my light on at all. It's been down. Listen, Jose, we don't have sun, 12 months a year up here in New York. We get it 3 months of the year, and the rest of it's all gray. So there's no sun on these cheeks. Yeah,
it's 60 degrees here, and I'm wearing a sweater. So
we're gonna have to find. Slot doesn't really. There's the Stuttgart goal.
Who is it? Who are you talking about? Slot?
Arnie Slot, Liverpool's manager.
Yeah.
Right, let me look at this guy.
We're gonna have. He doesn't really wear the emotions on the sleeve. But we're gonna have to find a good, little image of Slot celebrating and
yeah, he's from the Netherlands. They don't show emotions.
Right, exactly. And yeah, we're gonna have to paste Mike's head on it. It could be
Mike. You could now tell. Obviously, he's just a bald white man. That's 65% of it.
It's like 80% of the sports shows you see on.
Yep. That's also Michael Bradley's dad, whatever his name. Bob Bradley. There we go. You kind of look like him as well.
Bob Bradley too, huh? Let me see this guy.
You'll be shocked to see that he also is a bald-haired white that is a soccer coach.
Yeah, that guy looks like he needs a sandwich, Jose.
Yeah, shout out to my Korean friends. I hung out with one of the half of that podcast recently as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're still friends.
Huh. What that?
We still make jokes about the whole situation all the time. I cost them patrons. They had a Patreon going and everything. I cost them their patrons. It was truly a tragedy.
Yeah. Got everything down?
Oh, yeah. True tragedy, Mike.
I know you're a young man, so I don't want to take it from you here, but do you think that was your 15 minutes? Was that your 15 minutes of fame?
I sure hope not. I'd like to think, I'm sure Subhuman, if you're a soccer guy, you know about CBS or whatever, NBC Sports, the Premier League weekends, Rebecca Lowe and the whole gang. So they did one in Austin, and there's a picture of me, and I'm in the background of the shot, but I am like on top of the guys, like with the mics and everything. I am like in their shit. I am right over their shoulder, like listening to the whole conversation. I'm just in there. So I'd like to think that started my 15 minutes of fame, and it's still potentially going.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to track down that image.
I'll send it to Mike right now. I'm sure I can find it quickly. Yeah, it's hilarious. But like my friend Matt laughs about it all the time because I'm just like I am inside of them. I could be wearing that guy for a suit.
Man, excited. That reminds me of there was a time we were at a Sabres game and Catherine Tappan was she still is, right? She's still the announcer for was it NBC Hockey, or I can't remember what hockey channel it was. It was when the ESPN had them shut down. was a fun night. It was a fun night. Jeff was inebriated.
Oh, MMA Jeff?
Oh, yeah, MMA Jeff. Got the old
I'll never forget you fucking telling me that's your fucking brother, and I'm like, what? And having no fucking idea. Like, yeah, sort of. No, didn't say anything. Just my buddy Jeff.
We went on when Dave had this thing going on Fridays there. We went on for probably like 3 or 4 shows. And at one point I said, yeah, this is MMA Jeff or whatever. And at one point after like a month, I said something like, yeah, he's my brother. And Dave was like, what? How come you never said that? It was like a month of him talking back and forth on the shows. He had no idea. He was blown away when he found out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you guys look so much alike. I should know that, but
very similar.
Very funny.
Very similar. He's less gray in the beard, and he's got more hair on the head, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Now you mention it, you know who you really look like, Mike?
Oh boy,
you look like Dan Quinn. You are a spitting image of Dan Quinn, aka the Falcons head coach. Or is he the Falcons head coach? Former. Where is he now? The Commanders.
The Commanders, yeah. Wow, you know what? That's with the gray and the goatee. That's pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. You know, I would go with that shaved on the head. It's a pain in the ass, but I would go tight like that. I like when I go to the barber, I try to get him to get the old razor out there and give me the skin cut. We get another goal in Feijenoord. What I have to say? Feijenoord. These fucking fouls, man. I say it every time. Give me in a UFC. All these fucking guys from Dagestan have 16 E's in a row and then a couple of U's and E's next to them again. It's like, man, I can't say it. My vocabulary doesn't stretch that far, but it does look like we got it 3-0. To cash that team total over as long as it holds. As long as it holds.
Oh, well, you knew that Feyenoord was the right side, especially because you were their coach last year. So,
right, man. AC Milan dropping like flies out here.
Great.
Murata out. That's a player they really can't afford to lose. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gone as well. Not great for their future prospects there.
The Feyenoord goal was very nice as well. Shout to Nook. Said, Jose, imagine if your grandmother-in-law seen your hair now. Nook, I'm growing this bitch out for the rest of the month too, so it should be very interesting to see what happens on January 1st.
It's awfully curly. I didn't expect it to be so curly, and there's a lot of volume in that hair of yours.
No product, no product at all. I just wake up
natural.
And go. Yeah, au natural. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's let me tell you, you're shocked to see how many people or what people notice about you when they first see you. And for me, it seems that everyone notices my hair immediately because that is the first comment I get from everyone now. It's hilarious. My mother, she said the first thing she saw me recently, she's like, I'll pay for your haircut. I get when I post like a video of me on Instagram or something. I posted one yesterday for the Publipalooza announcement. Had a couple of let's go LFGs, and then a few. Wow, what's your hair, man? What? Wow. So it's very interesting to see this.
Thanks.
All the different reactions.
I know you originally had a deadline, but I don't know, maybe you just let it go indefinitely.
I know and that might have to be the case. Like if everyone's going to keep commenting on it, let's keep growing it and see how far it goes. This is the longest my hair's ever been, I think. So, and who knows if I keep growing it, maybe it'll just keep staying the same because eventually I'm going to be, bald as fuck one day. So, it should be very interesting. And shout out to you, Nook, of course, no worries. But it is very funny that everyone and their moms notices my hair just immediately, and it's hilarious, especially my mom. Let's see here. Jesus, a ref just took a back tackle there. Shout out to the ref in Juventus, Manchester City. Just got rocked in the back.
Oh, I missed that.
Juventus, huh?
Yeah, what do you call them?
I call them Juventus.
Yeah.
You could have
There's the Arsenal goal. Might be offside, so.
You guys might be able to play a game of how would Mike say it?
No, that's why I'm curious, you know.
I think it's going to count.
I was curious what you were going to call Sparta Prague.
Is that the Red Star?
Okay, there's Red Star Belgrade as well.
Yeah. Give me
yeah.
Sparta Prague. I would have gotten Sparta Prague though. I would have gotten that one.
Okay, good.
Airdog's on his way. He's got his Jesus shots on target. That's one for Saka, and Arsenal is up.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Just a little afternoon action. We talked about this the other night. Said, hey, there's a lot of games on the slate. Let's go live. Let's talk about some of these games together instead of just popping out a video. Let's see how this thing's doing. This little parlay action here. Milan needs both teams to score. Man City on her. We got the Feijenoord. Got the Feijenoord spot. Then Barcelona draw no bet. Okay. All right, we're still rolling.
Yeah,
we're not done yet. We're not done yet, is what it comes down to, Jose.
Ugh. I do not like Arsenal, so watching this game makes me sick.
Yeah, this is not how I thought the game would go exactly.
Yeah, Mike, you'll be shocked here. I don't like any of the top 6 that aren't Liverpool or Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like neither Manchester team. I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Chelsea. And I do like Tottenham.
Yeah, I like Tottenham. I guess that's fair. What is it, because of Harry Kane that you like Tottenham? Is that your guy?
I think it's probably because our mutual friend Matt's a big Tottenham guy, so we root for each other's clubs. Also, Tottenham's harmless to Liverpool. You know, like we beat them every time. They don't win trophies that Liverpool go for. Like there's no worry there for me. But I also like how they play. I also like their coach and Heung-min Son. I have an obsession with as well. That's
how do you say that?
Heung-min Son.
Heung-min. It sounds like one I would struggle with. Sounds like indefinitely. Indeed.
I do have random pictures of Heung-min Son on my phone as well. You know, there's just like random images I have of him, and anytime I just need a chuckle, I'll just go look at that.
Yeah, Sonny's great. I am a big Sonny fan. You know, they're struggling this year a little bit. You know,
yeah, they're gonna fire their coach. It sucks.
Yeah, you know, I like Ange Postecoglou quite a bit too. I mean, just a really fun style. Maybe it's not the best style for, you know, winning championships, but man, it's a bummer. Hope he lands on his feet because I'm a big pasta guy.
Question came in, boys. Is it time to live bet Barcelona since they are dominating possession on this Dortmund team here? We said that pregame that steam was coming in on Barcelona, despite being the road team out there. A lot of expectation that they were going to go and produce. And, you know, we're at even money right now. Plus 105, dropped down to plus 100.
I'll turn that game on solo right now.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it as well. Early on, Dortmund was really throwing the kitchen sink. Seemed to be kind of slowing down a little bit now.
Did they gas themselves out?
I think they might have. I think
Barcelona. I love watching Barcelona play now because they've made the full 180 switch from me. When growing up, I was a Real guy, and now I have become fully Barcelona. Mainly because they're poor. They're just poors, and they can't afford to list their players. They're poor. They can't do anything right. and I, with my buddy Matthew, I often say that we could run Barcelona better than they could. But they at least have a bunch of young children that are all going to be really good. And I agree with you guys. I'd probably be moving on Barcelona right now as well at evens.
I like that Barcelona side too.
I kind of thought that game had draw potential. when I was looking at it initially. And I thought it would be like a 2-2, so I was almost looking at this over.
What
Both
is it,
teams
1.5?
No,
One?
it's 2.5 right now at plus money at plus 125. We're kind of getting right around that sweet spot where, the 42nd minute seems to be a goal fest out there.
What about both teams to score?
Yeah, I was looking at that too. That's a good call.
Shout out to Alex Classic Picks, and shout out to Flash. The Alex Classic, both teams are scoring over 2.5 goals.
I always like the both teams. That's a fun bet, the both teams to score, especially We were talking the other day about that one team, and it was like it was already 1-0. Oh, I forgot. Was that in the French league? I can't recall, but nonetheless, it was 1-0 10 minutes into the game, and they're hanging a plus money sign on the other guys to get a goal, both teams to score. I was like, you got to take this thing. They scored like 5 minutes later. It was stupid.
Yeah,
both teams to score is plus 105, and juicing to the no. And yet the Barcelona even money. What I have written down pre-flop was both teams to score here. And it's plus 110.
That stadium is packed. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna take a shot on that Barcelona here, both teams to score.
The Dortmund Stadium.
Yeah, just crazy packed.
The wild grounds there. Yeah. High energy stadium. I think that might be might be kind of like a bucket list thing. Make it out to Dortmund.
I agree.
Yeah. Throw on a yellow jersey and
getting tickets for these events too. Oh, you almost had your first goal there, Mike.
Oh, I just got it at plus 110. Both teams to score for Barcelona.
Okay, I called it offside at the end of it, but you're very close to getting your first goal there.
Oh, there it goes to plus 130. Story of my life. I take it, and then the line's like, oh, this guy took it. Let's make it even more attractive.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Looks like we got a Milan goal here, boys. Let's see if it holds.
Yeah, I do. Who got that one?
Who got the Milan goal? I'll tell you here in uno momento, por favor. How about that, Jose? Did you know I was bilingual?
No. What else do you speak over there, Mike? You a little Spanish, a little French, maybe?
French.
Parlez-vous français?
Si. Or oui.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raphael gets on the board. Milan is on the board 1-0. Jose, 3-0 exact score, 3-1 exact score for me in that Milan game. 750 and 650 payouts.
I believe in you.
Let's see what happens.
Mike, did you know that after watching the Ayrton Senna documentary that I'm fluent in Portuguese now?
I did not know that, but I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I can just say Ayrton Senna in a Portuguese accent, so now I feel fluent, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's typically what happens. And Helga, shout out to Helga, she can attest to this the most. Whenever I watch something in a different language or with an accent, I do that accent for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So I've been Portuguese now for about a week. Yeah, so that's how that goes.
I have a nasty habit when I order Chinese food.
Oh,
people look at me funny when I order Chinese food because I seem to develop the tone and tempo of the voice, I guess, is the best way to describe that, right? My accent definitely changes, and it's not intentional. It's not intentional. It's not like I'm doing it to be a dick. It's just, I don't know.
I'd like for you to record yourself doing that one day and send it to our mutual friend. He will really enjoy that one day.
I haven't ordered Chinese food in a while either. Such a sweet old lady that's on the phone when she's just on so nice and soothing sounds. It's like a warm hug when you call this woman, and it just makes me want to. I don't know. Makes me want to order some Chinese food now. Is what it makes me want to do.
One of my favorite stories. I don't know if we can tell this one. I don't know if we can tell this
now
one
you
on
have
air.
to tell it.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite stories is Mike's story about who's the old Chinese lady business owner that bet tennis a lot. You remember that one, Mike?
Oh, the lady that bet all the favorites in fucking tennis. Dude, that lady owns like half of Rochester. It's fucked up, and all the money's in a mattress. It's fucking true.
God.
It's true.
And she makes like $60,000 tennis bets or whatever it is. Just
huge.
insane.
All she bets is the big favorites, Jose, in the major events for tennis. And they'll be like minus 15,000s. And she'll lay down like 100K on it. And you got no problem doing it. So when found out that my buddy introduced us and a guy I worked with at the time, and it's like he likes to bet tennis too. So I'm like picking her brain. I'm like, what do you think about this guy's chances? And I won't do the accent, but she's like, no, you bet this guy. And I was like, Jesus, he's minus 1,400. Oh, that's how you win. That's how you win. And so I think it was the U.S. Open that was the following tournament, and the favorites were getting cooked. Like all the favorites lost in like the first 2 rounds. She was fucking devastated. She was crushed. She's taking 1,400s and 15,000s, and she's putting big cash on them. And they had like 4 eliminations in the first 2 days. I was like, this chick had to get cooked. Still owns a bunch of buildings though.
So is this lady also the same person that put $3 million on the Eagles money line this week? Or I guess last week?
That was Mike, actually.
That was not me. I thought it was a bad spot for the Eagles. I wouldn't put that many points out there for them boys. Not against a Carolina team that's that motivated.
No, I agreed. I took them. The Panthers in the contest, and it was very funny to watch. I also kind of put the Panthers in the contest just to spite that guy, because I was like, that guy's just clearly trying to wash some money here, and Vegas is coming for that guy's neck.
He wasn't even going to win that much money. Wasn't it like 50 grand or something like? I can't remember how much he was going to win.
No, it was 3.1 to win like 300,000, something like that. On a minus 700. Mike, you're a math guy. I'm not, so you could do the probably the exact calculations there, but
it just doesn't sound like a good bet. It's what it doesn't sound like. Jesus.
No, the guy's washing money, Mike. That's what that was. That guy was washing that money.
You know what? That's a good call.
Yeah, it was funny. Obviously, I'm going to assume it's him, but someone came on Twitter, was like, yeah, I was a guy, blah, blah, blah. I'll be posting my pics here now. So I followed him just for shits and gigs. But I find it to be hilarious that, and there's the tweet saying like, you could laugh at this, what you want, but this money had to be spent, blah, 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 or this bet had to be made, or for whatever. He's clearly washing money. That guy was just trying to get those bills out of here.
Jeez. That's balls.
Yeah, he got his cash.
Hey, you know what? If you're trying to wash money and you lose it, does it really matter, I guess, at that point? Probably got more of it to go to, right? It's in the mattress.
That's true.
Man.
Dortmund shot wide. We're in extra time in the first half.
I was just watching that too. Man, this Arsenal game, different than I expected.
By the way, Mikey, I've hated to see your 76ers just utterly suck dick and balls. It just really hurt me to see.
Right to the base, right to the stem.
Sucks. I mean,
brutal.
Couldn't happen to such a great group of guys,
Yeah, I was never. I mean, yeah, it's my team, but I'm not a big NBA guy. I was never really, the Sixers getting along and making some things happen was exciting to see, but.
So you're not going to start painting your nails in solidarity with Jared McCain?
No.
I'm going to start painting mine too for Tristan Casas. So
it's a fucking shame that this guy is leading the team at this point, because what the fuck? They should have had way more weapons in place to be effective here, but they can't. And every time they go out there and play, it gives me hope. As a Philadelphia sports enthusiast, I always look for a way to try to put that square peg into the round hole, and it just doesn't fit. And, I like them boys, but they got a big game coming up with the Pacers. Probably see that thing fly over the number come Friday. I expect everybody to be rolling post NBA Cup time for them boys anyways. And I don't think they'll hold anything back here. Friday night at Wells Fargo is always popping. Those always seem to be play on spots. I'd have to look at the numbers to see how they play at home, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks to see them playing like that. How about this one, boys? Speaking of the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, 15 straight victories against the Houston Rockets. That has been the narrative of the day.
Well, you're obviously on the Rockets, right?
I think you gotta be. I think you gotta be at this point. I mean, they're a home favorite for a reason. Kind of feels a little bit like that Dallas Mavericks spot yesterday. Mavericks, OKC. Mavericks have kicked the shit out of OKC, and it's a revenge opportunity. And 15 straight times, though. Jesus. How does that even happen? 15 straight times. You can't win one? You're that inferior? And it's probably a double-up spot. It's probably the Rockets' first half because they're a great home team in the first half. I'm sure LJ from H-Town probably on that one already.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on the Rockets. Or I will be on the Rockets. I haven't bet that either, but that was something on the show today. We liked that. So if I end up watching some NBA tonight, I'll be on the Rockets as well.
Kind of a shit schedule tonight too, right? There's only the 2 hockey games, the 2 NBA games.
You know, Mikey, I will admit, as someone that had to cut up a bunch of football games last night and stay up late uploading them to the YouTube machine, I was happy to see that there was only 4 games, 6 games, I guess, if you count the college football a little bit. So I was happy to see it.
Definitely a smaller card tonight.
Yeah, just being a little selfish there, I guess. But unfortunately, Mike, I don't have your college basketball skills, so I can't go deep into the college basketball slate today.
I don't know. You know, it's a tough slate. I'll tell you, it's a very difficult slate. There's on the surface, it seems like there's a lot of games, but I wouldn't dismiss Colgate entirely. Kentucky's number 5, but 32.5 points is a lot of fucking points for. I know Colgate stinks at 2-8, but that's a lot of points, man. That's begging for the backdoor cover. Once they beat them up by 30, what did we see last night? We talked about that with Houston. Got to take Houston in the first half, and that's too many points that they're going to end up falling down at the end. And sure enough, they were up by, I think we nailed that one exact. They were up like 22 or something like that at halftime. And then the second half rolls around and they couldn't close the gap. I think they ended up losing that second half and didn't end up covering the full game spread. 26.5 is too many points for any team to be laying.
Can I give you a Spanish lesson, Mike?
Sure.
About Colgate?
Colgate.
Yeah, so Colgate is also what we know a toothpaste brand.
Sure.
And apparently for a while, Colgate was not selling in South American Spanish-speaking countries because Colgate in Spanish is colgate, which means hang yourself. To hang yourself.
Well, you can't be brushing your teeth with the hang yourself thought process in the back of your head. That's not a good way to start or end the day, is it?
Yeah, so whenever you think of Colgate or see the toothpaste brand, just think hang yourself, because that's what I think all the time.
I will never forget it now. That's like every time I see Purdue in French, do you know what Purdue stands for?
No.
Loser. So every time you see Purdue, out there on the court, all I think is loser. These guys are losers.
That's funny.
Look at this. We became an educational channel here at halftime.
These are just the fun facts we know. Mike, you just learned another Spanish word today.
I did. My favorite Spanish saying is, what my favorite Spanish saying is, Jose?
Please tell me.
I shared it with you before. It is, me gusta montar la chica.
Sure.
My buddy way back in high school, in like 9th or 10th grade, was fucking around one day. He was a real juvenile delinquent. And we fucked around in this, I think it was geography or something. We weren't paying attention the whole and he just kept teaching it, saying it over and over and over and over and over. It's the only thing I remember, probably about 9th or 10th grade. I can't even remember what grade it was, but me gusta montar la chica. There you go.
Oh, good. Means? I'm glad that we're learning new phrases. We're teaching the chat new phrases. You want to hear another one, Mikey? I learned this one from Matt. This isn't really Spanish. This is the widest thing I've ever heard in my life, Mike. It was ACP. Do you know what ACP stands for?
No.
Arroz con pollo. I couldn't believe it. Matt told me, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have some ACP. I was like, what the fuck is ACP? And he told me, I was like, oh my God, that's the widest thing I've ever heard in my life. Jesus. But ACP. So shout out to ACP. If you guys are ever having some, it's called some ACP.
All right. All right. Now we know. We're at halftime, you guys. Is there anything that jumps off the board? Anybody in the chat as well here? We're already +1 casher in Rotterdam. Rotterdam got the W for us because every time I say it wrong here. We're laying on that under in Man City, under 2.5. So we're 0-0 at halftime. The Young Boys in Stuttgart, 1-1 right now at halftime. Barcelona, and Dortmund, 0-0 at halftime. I did jump on both teams to score, so hopefully we open up a little in the second half. Benfica, 0-0 here. This team needs to get moving. They scored that first goal 2 minutes in. They canceled the goal, and they're still sitting at zeros. And then we've got Arsenal, Monaco sitting at 1-0. That under's still looking good, Shub.
Yeah, it is.
And then AC Milan 1-0.
Yeah, it is.
3-0 or 3-1 there, boys. Anything jump out at you guys? Anything that we're looking to play on here?
I'm doing some research right now, real quick. So I'm gonna give me a second. I'll let you know.
I think I'm gonna have to find my way to Barca here. I think I'm gonna have to. Got a lot right on this Juve game. So far, so good. So far, so good there. City with a lot of the ball. God, I'd love to see. I hate Manchester City. I mean, I'm a big Man U guy.
I hate all of Manchester. Yeah, I'm with Jose with that regards there. Man City, Man U, like those teams can just fuck off for eternity.
Yeah, this Man City downfall is just glorious to watch. Pep Guardiola getting heckled constantly, gesturing at the crowd. It's just put it right in my veins. I've got Benfica in that parlay.
Yeah.
Kind of tempted to get involved there again, though. They let Bologna have a lot of the ball early.
Bologna is Bologna.
They let Bologna go ham. But I think they've got the goals in them. Really good set piece team. All it would take is a foul or a corner that could knock one in. I wonder about the over in Milan too. What I'm asking myself, it's not a bet that I'll go real hard on, but what's the game where both teams to score in the second half is the most live? I'm tempted to get involved in Stuttgart. Stuttgart both teams to score.
I've got my bet for you guys.
All right.
I'm betting it right now. Something a little off the beaten path, Mike. And I know, Mike, you don't like boring bets. Mike, I know you. I know you. But we're going to England here. We're going to the championship, Mike. That's Division Duh of the English League football table. We're going with the live under one, Mikey, in Watford, Hull City here, Mike. It's -103 for me. Watford, let me see, double check here. Don't want to misquote them in their fixture table. They're 13th right now in the table. They're not bad. Mid-table. Hull City, or 8th, excuse me. Hull sucks. Mike, they suck balls. They're at the bottom of the table. They're going to get relegated. Who knows? They're not going to score in this game. Watford's last few games, if it's 0-0 at the half, it's typically going to end 1-0. All their games that have been high scoring, they've had goals in the first half. I believe the Watford defense. So I'm expecting 1-0 here probably. But I'll bet the under 1, and I'll hope for no scoring in that game, -103.
I actually rather like that angle. I rather do.
I'm going to tail that. I'll tail that action.
I kind of forgot these championship games were going on. What I was looking at was Millwall to take a little something away from this. Sheffield United, they're just recently relegated back to the championship. Solid team. Millwall at home, though, has been very good, especially lately. I'm tempted on the draw. I haven't even looked at the number. I'm sure it's decent.
Both teams to score sitting at +105 in that spot. Draw's sitting at +280 right now.
280. Okay. I was hoping for a little bigger, to be honest.
Maybe it'll get a little more wide as they get going in the game. Maybe.
I'm now pulling up the old live stream to get this game going so I can watch old Hull and Watford here. Yeah, Mike, I know you operate, Mike. I know you want variety, a little flair, a little off the beaten path.
That's exactly what I want. I want somebody that put a little time into it for us, and that sounds like you did. I'm gonna tell that. You know what, Sub? I like that spot that you were looking at too. Was it the young boys here? Both teams to score in the second half is plus 200.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I like how you call them the young boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. The young boys.
It's from my it's from when I first started watching soccer, and I didn't know shit about them, and I just knew they scored, and I kept saying the young boys like to score. The young boys like to score. And if you can imagine, I said it so many times that everybody got sick of it. Because that's what I do.
All right.
I'm already on that both teams to score in Barcelona, so I don't want to get involved in that one. I'm already on Benfica to win to 0, so I don't know if I necessarily want to touch that one, but I'm going to take that. I'm going to jump in. I also think that Sparta Feijenoord, that's another one that I could see both teams to score in the second half. That's a plus 185.
What if I told you, Mikey, what if I told you it's Feyenoord again? How would that make you feel?
Feyenoord. I guess that makes sense. That E sitting in there before the Y should be enunciated like an I.
I guess so. English is hard, huh? So is Dutch. And now we're not talking Dutch boy fresh. We're just talking Dutch language here.
Let's go. I'm going to jump in there. So I've got that both teams to score in the young boys game, and then I've got I'm going to toss in just for a little parlay piece here. I'm going to add the Feyenoord both teams to score at plus 185. So that'll make it a plus 755 spot out there. Let's go for broke on this one, huh? Let's make some money this afternoon, boys. All right, we got some afternoon action lined up then.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that Millwall draw. Yeah,
get some.
I'm just turning it on. They look like they're buzzing a bit.
I like Jose coming and getting us into the Champions League. You guys ever see what the hell's it called? What's that soccer movie there? The European Ted Lasso. You guys see Ted Lasso?
Of course, yeah.
I still need to watch it.
The part when he finds out they're not in the Premier League anymore, and he's like, "So we get relegated." He's like, "Ooh, that doesn't sound good." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Where do we go? We go to the English Championship League." He's like, "Oh, that doesn't sound so bad." just a great scene in that movie, but
it's a great series, and season 1 is the best, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to replicate such a good thing when they had it going. I was glad they rolled again, but oh man,
and they're somehow rolling again, Mikey. By the way,
crazy. Such a stupid concept that this guy's going to be a college football coach and rolls on over across the pond to coach soccer that he's never gotten involved with before. It's great.
Yeah, it's also one of the rare shows that, especially right now, that is actually just kind of like a feel-good show that makes people feel good when you watch it. Unlike, I don't know if you guys have watched The Penguin. The Penguin does the exact opposite.
Yeah.
The Penguin, you're just like, oh, yeah, this is great. And then you're watching it, and you're like, fuck this guy, straight to hell.
Oh, it's hard to believe he's who is he? The actor there. It's the costume, the makeup is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with just calling people Ozcob now, if I'm being honest. Ozcob, just a great name. Ozcob Cobblepot. It's a fucking great name.
Yeah. Imagine if you had a baby and you called him Oswald Cobblepot.
God, that'd be sick.
I like that Sophia Falcone in that one, though. She's you know another movie she was in?
Please tell me.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she's also How I Met Your Mother.
Huh?
Yeah, that's why I like her. Yes.
Okay.
Big How I Met Your Mother guy. Obviously, my hair is based off of Tez Mosby's, clearly.
Clearly, respectively.
By the way, as other people would say, Mikey, tick, 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 61st minute here, 0-0 in Watford, Hull City, tick, 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 tick.
You know, you know who your hair reminds me of just a little bit. Who's the boxing promoter, the black guy?
Don King.
Yes,
Don King.
I do have some Don King in me. Yes,
you're aging into the Venezuelan Don King.
It makes sense. I watch When We Were Kings frequently. I too need to go into the white communities and trick white people into giving me money. I too need to do this.
Gee, Dubs,
right.
I can't see it now.
So it's very funny. Shout out to Razor wherever you are. Tick, tick, tick. We need this right now.
It's probably racing ponies right now.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Get them ponies racing. We'll have a big Thursday night stream tomorrow night. I'll tell you what, speaking of Thursday night streams, and I called this out last week, I told Razor, don't matter what the outcome of that Green Bay Lions game was last week. Green Bay became a fade this week.
Yeah. I told him that on stream. He didn't like that much.
Simply because I got him right before we even started. Simply because of one reason only, Jose Bouquet. You know what that one reason is?
Please enlighten me.
Teams that just played the Lions have lost, I think, every game this season but one. Sometimes the team's going into a bye week after they play the Lions, and they still come back from the bye week and lose that first game after they play the Lions. So it's unbelievable. I think it's only one win, and I can't even recall which one it was. One win took place. And so we're going to fade. We're going to jump.
I believe you might know better than me. I think they failed to cover in all of them too. Some of them they came in on dogs and still failed to cover.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that was the big thing was the ATS numbers. Yeah.
Mike, real question is, what's your Super Bowl right now? I already have a feeling I know what the NFC team is going to be, but what is your Super Bowl right now?
I still think it's Eagles Bills. It's hard. It's hard not to see. I mean, about a month ago, I jumped on pregame and I said, maybe it was 6 weeks ago. Well, it was probably a month. And I said, you got to take Josh Allen for the MVP. And it was before they got Amari Cooper and kind of an in-season live play. And man, after watching last week and what he did out there, now they still lost, but it was a bad schedule spot for the Bills, right? They had the Rams. They had just taken down the Chiefs, and they beat the Chiefs every regular season. It seems like I think they're 4-0 against the Chiefs in the regular season in the Josh Allen era. But having the Lions next and then going out there to play that shit little LA Rams team was a bad spot. So I just missed that loss a little bit. I don't overweight that. He still played phenomenal, Josh Allen. I don't like to hear what I'm hearing with this drama in the locker rooms for the Eagles, though. This it seems like the media just kind of all of a sudden manifested a feud between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. So that's not something that I get too excited about. Another high school
Did they manifest it, or did Brandon Graham tell everyone that they're not friends anymore?
Well, it started with A.J. Brown going out there saying we got to pass better, right? I mean, he kind of took a shot right at his boy, and, lo and behold, he wasn't happy about it. So I can certainly appreciate that he didn't feel good after his boy called him out, but it was just 1 week before they were high-fiving and hugging and dancing and all that other shit that goes into the sideline behavior. In 1 week, I don't think it deteriorates that quickly. But I did see, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Donovan McNabb gets online, goes to the old Twitter, fires up the old Twitter. And he says, I don't like this stuff being held in the media. As an Eagles guy, if you have a problem, come to me as a man and say it to my face. And you know who speaks back out? I didn't even know the guy was still around. Terrell Owens comes out of the woodwork, and he fires back a dart right at Donovan McNabb and said, interesting to see this coming from you. Because if you guys remember, back in 2004, the year that started it all, we had a little Donovan McNabb and we had a little T.O. on the Eagles beating the shit out of everybody, go all the way into the Super Bowl. That was the year that T.O. busted his leg, got that hyperbolic chamber, got the speedy recovery, came back in the Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb was puking in the huddle, allegedly out of shape, not in condition, and T.O. barking around out there. And, of course, Donovan McNabb takes to the media, calls him out, and that's created the feud between those two teams, or between those two guys. So,
well, Mikey, I was going to say 1-0 Dortmund, but offside again, unfortunately for you.
Mm-hmm. Saw that. So we're still kind of starting off a little slow here for the second half. Put some action out there. We're still in good shape with the English Championship. English Championship League? Is that what it's called?
This is the championship.
Championship. Okay. No league. And that draw for Millwall is now plus 300.
Yeah, I saw that tick up. I've been watching that game out of the corner of my eye. Millwall doing good stuff, and they just put Langstaff on the field. He's one of their better players, so it's another bullish reason.
I'd rather
last goal.
I'd rather Hull be attacking than Watford, because I don't think I don't think Hull's going to have the attack sharpness to get them. Hopefully.
Yeah, probably not. Some of these smaller stadiums though in England, they can really get behind a team and give them belief. Yeah,
it's weird when you're
Juve.
Yeah, I saw that 1-0. That should have been the both teams to score. It's kind of over jujuing it though when you're on the under 2.5 and you're taking both teams to score. You're trying to thread that fucking needle.
Well, I was on.
When you talk about some of these towns getting behind their teams, I mean that's what it is, right? It's weird when I don't know if you guys have ever been, but when you're driving around and you literally have, houses. It's a town of like 15,000 people, and then out of nowhere, here's a fucking stadium that holds 22,000 people, and it's like, whoa, it just seems out of place. It's just something around here, all the stadiums are in major metropolitan areas, not in the middle of your fucking neighborhood.
We just had a one-on-one chance saved in Hull.
We did get a Barcelona goal. You guys remember?
Yes, we did. I just saw it.
We got a Stuttgart goal as well.
Let's go, boys. Let's get some cash rolling here. Let's fire up the old ATM, boys.
That puts us in a nice position. We've got that Stuttgart money line parlayed, and we have second half both teams to score. So they're either going to win or they're going to concede one. Either way, we can get paid there. That's nice. Who got the goal in Barcelona? I missed that. Rafinha. Oh, we got a VAR in Barcelona. It might come off.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Keep it good.
Rafinha was about to get me paid, too. That's too bad. We'll see.
It's going to be close.
That is close. I don't know. I can't say. We'll see the lines, I guess, in a second.
Let's say it's good.
God. I feel like
is that Danny Olmo? I couldn't tell.
I'm at my most degenerate gambler when I'm watching a BOL live stream and it's just buffering here, and I'm slowly just going crazy as I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, can this just not buffer? Can I just have 10 minutes of uninterrupted buffer here? Jesus.
It looks like it's going to count, boys.
Let's go.
Rafinha.
Oh yeah, that's big. That's big. We brought in Rafinha, and we've got a lead in Barca. It's a nice score.
Shout out to Fernando Mendoza, says it's a goal. All right. Let's make some money, boys. A little afternoon cash is just as good as evening cash, except it gives you more cash to work with in the evening, if that makes sense.
I think it does make sense. I
don't know what happened last night, but I firebombed that late NHL slate. I had four leg parlays, straight plays, totals, I took a big cash out, and I was like, man, how did that even happen? I had to go back and look today. I hit 3 fucking 4-leg parlays yesterday. Unbelievable.
I had a 4-legger, had a bill on it 10-1, and Devils coughing it up in the third period.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was frustrating, man.
My early action totals were fucking horrible. I couldn't have been more wrong if I tried.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Mikey got me on a pretty nice college basketball winner. 6.5 to 1 or something like that.
Oh, the Houston and the under.
Yeah, it was first half angle. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was the
first half spread and under in the first half. I think it was.
Yep. That was a nice cash
with Illinois.
And Illinois didn't cover, but they won. That was crazy. When they get, I think they lost by the hook or something like that. Yeah, Gonzo says Devils outshot Toronto 39-16 and still lost. You know who scored that game-winning goal, don't you, Jose?
Is it Matthews?
No, I don't.
Austin Matthews, yeah. If you guys take nothing away from this stream, only take away that you should play Austin Matthews to score first and last every single game. And you're going to cash one of them, and you're going to cash it more often than not. That you're going to be. We'll put that tracker out there. I'm gonna start keeping an eye on that. I'll keep a side little tally out there for the Austin Matthews tracker, first or last goal.
Please do.
Yeah, that'll be fun to. It's like the Earl brothers when they were tracking the Baltimore play on the run line.
Yeah, both run line and money.
I'll see if I can't track that.
Bet it every day.
That Devils loss. Oh, it really drove me crazy too because Jeff told me to take the draw, and then the draw hit, and then Jersey went on to lose. Just rubbing salt in the wound. Just oh my God.
I could see the Maple Leafs doing something this year. I could see it being their year. They finally got through that. They kind of broke that stride where they couldn't get past the first round of the playoffs. So once they kind of snap that angle out there, they've got the talent. Tavares and Matthews are fucking killers. Then they got Nyes out there killing it. I mean, there's a lot of strength and depth in that Toronto team. I could see it being Toronto and
I don't know if I buy it.
Dallas. Maybe Toronto and Dallas.
Stanley Cup final?
Yeah.
Well, how are the Maple Leafs gonna make the Stanley Cup final if they can't get out of the first round?
They got out of the first round last year.
And then got their ass kicked.
Yeah, they did, but they're squad, man. That's Austin Matthews. It's Austin, the best player in the NHL.
Well, I mean, I agree they got the talent. Sometimes talent doesn't win championships, though. I can't. I struggle to see it. I really do.
Well, it's because you're wearing a fucking Red Wings hat 3/4 of the year.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, penalty.
Oh.
Who's getting the penalty? Yep, on for Dortmund against Barcelona. Here comes the both teams to score here.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Here's a couple of first goal scorers for you tonight. You got to take Panarin for the Rangers. Regardless at 12-1, take a look at him. And look, good value, good opportunity. Timmy Stützle for the Ottawa Senators. Stützle against the Anaheim Ducks. That's another 11-1 for you guys as well. There you go. Tage Thompson's always a threat to score for the Sabres. But I'd roll in that. I think it's a little Panarin Stützle night here. I'll take the Rangers tonight, given the fact that their fucking house is in disarray right now. Trying to trade everybody. But Panarin should be good for the goal.
Who's taking this penalty?
Let's make it.
Emre Can? Who's taking this penalty?
Got to be Girassi, right? I don't have eyes on the game, but
wow, that cameraman is up in that fucking goalie's neck. Oh, okay, it's a fucking camera on like a tripod. All right, Girassi indeed is taking it.
Yeah.
The kick is up.
Girassi made me so much money when he was playing for Stuttgart last year, man. Nearly relegated the prior year, and they were hanging like his anytime goal scorer. like plus
1-1.
250 to start the year.
Yeah.
He scored like
Both
10
teams to
goals.
score, boys. Both teams to score. Comes home for us. Who knew I was a fucking soccer capper, huh?
Yeah.
Stuttgart with another one.
Let's go. We need one more in that spot there. We need one more for the other side there, though.
75th minute. 0-0.
Cash
Hull
over.
Watford.
I was worried all the overs were going to die.
Jeez, I mean, we're on a live stream. We're cashing tickets. It feels like I gotta play at something here, huh? Let's find something to play.
I mean, it was crazy, Mike, that second half line in Dortmund, Barcelona was 2.5. That's why I asked. If it was 1.5, I would have liked the live over, but both teams to score just seemed likely here.
Free money. Free money is what they're giving us, Jose. Let's see. What do we got? How about this?
Big dick player.
Swinging past your knees.
Big dick baby.
Yep.
Yep. Let's get that cash. Let's go.
76th minute. 0-0.
Tick, 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 tick. Let's go, baby. Razor's typing up the invoice right now. It's upset when he uses
That's 5 cents a tick.
Mhm.
I calculated about 25 ticks.
It's gonna get pricey. I told him to leave the tab open the other day. Don't bother calculating until the show's over.
You're fucked. He's gonna come back 1,000 at the end of the year. Here are billion ticks.
Here's your. What is this for? That motherfucker did send me a PayPal invoice too. Send it back. Hey, this fucking thing. All right, boys. Let's see what we can do. Let's make some magic happen as we finish this card off. What are we looking at next here? Next, we need to get. Well, we need that Juventus game to stay under 2.5. We could use a Sparta Prague goal, and we could use a Young Boys goal. That would be some good action. Of course, Benfica. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. There's another Feyenoord goal. Thank you for the enunciation help there, Jose. Feyenoord scores another goal. Beating the shit out of Sprague. That was the rip the jugular out and show it to him as they slowly die play of the day.
What is that acronym?
I don't know. It just kind of came up on the fly. It's like some of the best ones are the real long ones that I get pissed off that I got to keep typing it out over and over and over. Kind of like your grandma's wearing your sister's panties again. Play of the day. That one sounded fun. And then after I had to keep typing it every single time, I was like, oh man. And then everyone kept saying it's your sister wearing your grandma's panties. I said, that's not even funny.
I don't know. I think that would be pretty funny.
Don't you? In the old, you don't want to see your sister in bloomers. You want to see grandma and the sister's little tiny thing, Let's go.
Do I?
I don't know. Some people do.
I don't know about
You guys are sick. Sickos.
Oh boy. I'm tempted to get in again on Barca, if I'm being honest. I'm not gonna do it quite yet, but I'm tempted.
I thought that was the draw spot.
Taking the fucking double dip at Barca. Here comes sub.
Might do it. Might just do it. Man, it's funny. I was talking about how some of these juice favorites were gonna roll. I'm saying I didn't trust Feijenoord. Just Feijenoord in a way.
I did see when I was looking at the car, like everyone was like minus 300. It seemed like besides Barca, Dortmund.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was weird that Barca took that steam coming down to a plus 105 by game time. Now it's sitting at plus 180. I didn't think it was going to be a draw. I'd be more tempted. Benfica sitting at plus 130. Got those scumbags to win it now.
It's hilarious. Our guy stopped geoengineering, saying his square ass is on Manchester City. Oh no, Geo. I believe in you. Get it home.
The only thing I think
I
about
don't
is
blame people
Manchester.
for taking City at the price. I get it.
I think of Manchester United when I think of Manchester, and I think of Eurotrip. You guys ever see Eurotrip?
Yeah, God, I mean, not a long time, but yeah.
That's an older one for sure, Jose. You might have to put that in. It's a Helga-friendly movie. It's Helga-friendly.
Okay, that's good.
It's a fun
It's
one.
it's not like what were they having you do that? Weren't you watching Kids or something like that one time? There was some.
No, we did watch Kids, but we're Three Amigos is when Alexis drew the line.
Oh, she shut it down at Three Amigos?
Yeah, she was like, "What the hell is this? Why are these white guys wearing this?" I was like, "Oh boy, oh
boy.
no."
What is a plethora? Uh-oh. You looking at this Hall City spot?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's probably the best movie Jimmy's asked me to see, just because Jim Candy, doing his thing.
Jim Candy.
Old Jim
That's
Candy.
a good one. That's a good one. It's also a little holiday, the holiday season. It's kind of a little heart jerker out there for you too.
I didn't know about the twist. I was like, "Oh, Jim, we need to find you a home, Jim." And then Jimmy gets mad at me because his name's John, but who cares? It's almost as if I know it's actually John, but it's funnier for me to call him Jim.
It's funny when you say it.
It's also as if I say Iron on purpose at times, but who's to say?
Iron.
Who's to say? Who's to say about all these things? Oh, motherfucker. Okay, Hull scored, but we're in the 82nd minute, so we'll get a fucking push out of this, hopefully.
All right.
Worst case scenario as well, because now Watford's going to be on their ass.
Watford. Shitheads.
Yeah, I'm glad. Fernando, I didn't even look at your comment in the chat. I finally got my BOL fucking live stream back up just to see that.
Just in time.
Took me 20 minutes to get this thing back working. Disgusting. By the way, draw in this game plus 440. Not a bad look at all.
Kind of hedge out against the under one.
Well, you could just make a new bet because your under one's pushing here.
Yeah, that home advantage in England is very real. I mean, it's true everywhere, but I think it gets a bit exaggerated in some leagues. But man, in Championship, they really make a big deal about those home matches.
It's not going to happen, but I'm going to talk Helga into our future honeymoon, whenever that is hopefully going to be in England. It's not going to happen, but I would love to just go to England and just go to a match a day. I want to go to Hull. I want to go to some dingy Division 3. Well, I'm down for all of it.
Yeah, for real. I mean, some of those stadiums, some of them only seat like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
But exactly. I love a soccer stadium where they're real compact. You're like, if you're in the front row, you're like reaching
on the field. Yeah.
Sounds like you boys have never been to London.
That is sorry. Oh, worldly travel, Mike. Look at me. My name's Mike.
Doesn't say I want to go back to London. It's fucking right. It's like Seattle, but on steroids.
Right.
I wish I could say I've been to Seattle too. Look at me. My name's Mike and I travel. I've got a big dick. Look at me. Oh. This guy.
Look at Red Star finds the board, fellas. Red Star Milan. Red Star's on the board.
Oh wow. That was the one. Did you take the
That was the one where I had the 3-1 and the 3-0.
Right.
But I did on the parlay, I used both teams to score.
Right. Okay. Yep.
By the way, huge save in Barcelona, Dortmund as well. Corner for Barcelona.
We will go to Barcelona.
85th minute.
Oh no, I had both teams to score. No, my bad.
Hull is just controlling the rock. Worst team in the championship. Smacking around Watford.
The two spots that I expected to be gold were Benfica and Milan. And somehow they're both fucking tied right now.
I had a buddy who lives in Millwall. That sounds like a fun stadium from what I've seen. See a lot of pictures of him in the stands, and it's a great time. Grand old time.
Might be a time to take Milan here. Even money?
I was kind of wondering about that too, yeah.
I'll do a couple things here.
You know, it might.
I'm watching the fucking game.
It might be a time to get bearish on Milan in future matchups, but yeah, I'm tempted to take them here.
All right, I'm going to jump on them here at it's even money for me right now. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'll jump aboard with you there.
Jose, you're a trooper, man. You rolled all day. You had a big show. You're cutting up videos last night. You're hanging out, rocking with us here. Now you're just a man for the camera. And you got to.
I just fucking love looking at myself. You know. I am departing after this Watford Hull game ends. I just want to get out of here with my damn push and make my sports money debut 0-1. No units. I was just here, you know. I contributed a bet. It didn't do anything. You know, that's what it is.
It's always nice to have you, Jose.
Motherfucker, dude. Right as I fucking say that. 1-1. There we go. All right. Well, that's how that cookie fucking crumbles, huh? Right in front of our face.
Oh man.
I said that was the worst result that could have happened. Those cunts at Hull fucking scoring.
You did say the draw wasn't a bad look. What was it? Plus 400? That was
plus 400. Disgusting.
We'll tip our hats to that one for you.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Mikey. I hope to see you both at Palooza. It'd be nice to see you both.
We will keep in touch, my friend. I got to look at those dates. Is it the first week of the tournament again?
It is indeed, yes.
Juve goal. Let's fucking go.
All right.
Hell yeah. No, sorry to interrupt, man. It was really great to see you, Jose. Mr. Bouquet. It's always a pleasure. A lot of fun hanging out.
Yes, and it's a great time hanging out with you, Mikey. As for your enjoyment here, and you can post this, I guess, as I leave. I just texted you the picture of me just inside of their commentary. I forgot it was Rebecca Lowe. I was like, I could smell all of her perfume. Like, just if I just go like this, like I'm touching her, like it's just like I'm inside of the conversation.
You are literally. It's like they're talking to you.
Yeah, no, I was in there. That was the start of my 15 minutes of fame. But yes, I appreciate you both. I hope to see you both at Palooza. March 20th to the 24th, 23rd, actually, I think it is. That weekend. It's the first weekend of March Madness, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And the Final Four is in San Antonio this year as well, so that'll be very fun. All the college football world coming down to San Antonio, so come on down if you're so inclined. It was nice to have Mikey, you there. By the way, Sub, I'll say the most shocking, genuinely, like I've never been as surprised as when I saw Mr. Mikey Money like step out, walk over, and I was like, what the fuck? Mike's like 6 foot. I expected him to be like 5'5". What the hell was that? I was genuinely shocked. I had to tell everyone I saw I walked up to the cab and he's like, oh, what's up? And I said, have you seen Mikey? But no, what's up? He's 6 foot. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought he was gonna be 5. That was the main thing I had to tell everyone. So, Mikey, congratulations on your height. Sub, hopefully we'll see you there as well. And shout out to you guys.
Jose, thank you so much, my friend. It's great to see you. Good luck with your bets today. What a trooper, man. He rocking all night, cutting up videos. He gives you guys 3 hours or 2 hours today breaking down the games, and then he comes out here and he spends some time giving us some soccer action. I saw that. Barcelona gets on the board 2-1.
Oh, man.
And Stuttgart's on the board again, 5-1. Can the young boys get a goal for us here and keep us moving in the right direction, Sub?
I hope so. We are, we're coming good. We're coming good at the witching hour here. Yep.
Nothing would be worse than you get excited about doing something and then you fucking lose everything.
Yeah, if we could just get a Benfica goal, man.
There it is.
A Benfica goal.
Feyenoord,
really?
Sparta.
Oh.
Sparta scored here, it looks like. Let's hope they hold on to it. We
Nice.
get that one, and the young boys will catch that plus 755 parlay, too. Let's go.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'll be big.
Let's make some fucking money here.
Man, did you see that that McKinney goal? The Juve goal, the second one?
No, I've been watching this bullshit Milan game. The game I expected to be 3-1 or 3-0 is 1-1 with 20 minutes to go.
The fucking wild, like, overhead jumping kick. Very athletic move. I've seen a couple nice goals today, man. That I don't know if you watched it, but the Rafael Leao goal in Milan, that first one. Holy shit, dude. Beautiful touch. Just dazzling.
I just fall victim of the early celebration in that Sparta. They took that goal back.
Oh.
Scumbags.
Don't you hate that? That's one of the worst parts of soccer, man.
That's got to be the rule when you're doing a soccer stream. We don't do very many soccer streams, but to not to celebrate too early is clutch.
It's like every now and then you see it in hockey. You know, you'll get all stoked for a goal and it'll come back. But man, in soccer, just break your heart, man. I mean, a long day of soccer, you know, when I'm on Saturday, just watching 40 games in a day with all the screens on, just constantly getting up and then getting down and getting up and getting down.
Emotional roller coaster. Arsenal scores again. Arsenal. Another
Nice.
goal for Arsenal. 2-0. Well, we'll see. Am I doing it again?
Right.
I think they do that to fuck with you too.
Yeah.
It's the only way to keep you engaged in such a low scoring event. 2-2 Barcelona and Dortmund, it looks like.
Man, tactically, I was so off with how I saw that Arsenal game playing out. It just didn't look the way I thought it would.
Well, it did, and then it didn't, right? You kind of were on both. You liked the under, and then you were like, I don't know, and now here we are, and it's right like you said here. It's an under. It's a low scoring affair.
Yeah, soccer with the brace. Yeah, I mean, I guess the scoreline did. Just I thought it would look different, I guess. I thought Arsenal would be forced out to the wings a lot. I thought they'd have more of the ball. I mean, they have a slight possession advantage, but not really. It played out a lot in the midfield. I thought it would be an awful lot more of Arsenal with the ball, struggling to score, but kind of looking like the better team. And it's kind of been more even, I guess, than I thought. Dortmund with
what
a
the fuck is
second
Barca
goal.
doing?
USC again.
There's that Sparta. Come on, hold now. Hold that goal. We get a young boys goal. I'm not even watching that game. That was the game I wanted the least to do with. Let's take a look here.
Oh, Barca. Oh, I just realized. I almost forgot. I had the over 3.5 in that one.
Nice.
I almost forgot. I didn't even get out of Barca pre-flop. I've been sweating out Barca, thinking that was my big wager in that game.
I think I even said, I'd have to go back and listen. I'm pretty sure I even said 2-2.
I think you did. Come to think of it, I believe you did.
One thing to say it.
I mean, I know you were talking both teams to score in the draw, but I think you threw 2-2 out there as well.
to get to the over. Yep, makes sense. I'm not sure if Benfica gassed themselves out. Bologna is not looking like Bologna.
Yeah, Bologna is. I mean, I haven't been watching that game closely, but
it looks like the pressure. They started the second half. Benfica did with some pressure, and then I don't know if they gassed themselves out or they're trying to build up here now to sneak one in at the end. Just got the yellow card for an argument. So obviously the boys aren't feeling good. You still believe in Barca plus 350.
I know I was talking about doubling down already. If I gotta do it now. What's the over 4.5? Let's take a look there. In the off chance that Dortmund pulls it out. It's minus 105. How much added time is there going to be here?
I'm going to jump in on Benfica again here. Looks like they are building this pressure now. Make the last minute
as well.
Plus 265. Take a little action on that. Going to be fucking live betting right up till pre-gaming.
Yeah.
For pre-gaming.
No kidding.
I got a couple buttes lined up. Man, I'll tell you that basketball game yesterday. So for those that were on the Bucks, Orlando Magic being a bad road team, I was thinking about it after the game too. I don't think I've ever seen a situation where we have 4 intersecting zeros in a particular game. Like when you see the intersecting zeros, I get excited about those spots. But to see 4 of them was like, holy shit. And they all kind of correlated with each other. It was a no-doubter. I thought Orlando might even pull the W, but they couldn't close. Giannis goes out there and puts up, 35 points or some shit? Couldn't get the triple-double. The over on Dallas was a little surprising to me.
Man, I don't mean to interrupt, sorry. This Dortmund-Barca game is really opening up. Crazy. In like a crazy, crazy way. Lots of space in the midfield. I think I'm going to jump on that over 4.5. Got to be the even money now. It might be Dortmund too. I mean, they've good chances. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't know how much added time to expect. Hopefully more rather than less. It's up to 120. Wow. I'm not going to go crazy here, but
dude tripping himself in the Milan game.
Yeah, I got to take something on that over though.
Can the young boys just give us one for mercy here? That game's pretty much toast. 85th minute. 5-1. Fucking dialed in. Feyenoord. Let's go. That was a nice, easy winner. 30 minutes in, you cashing over 2.5 team total plus money.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, AC Milan just gets the free kick off that dude's face. All right, we're coming down to it, boys, girls. 5 minutes left in these second halves, plus some extra time. Fernando says over 2.5 in Barca, and now I need Karl Anthony Towns to get 12 plus rebounds. So the last thing I got to do is look at a couple of last-minute line moves here just to finalize the card, but I think I'm pretty dialed in for tonight. He got a little bit of profit yesterday. There's a Barca goal. Are they going to hold? Can it hold?
Oh.
Shit. Can it hold? Oh, why did I fucking said it? Jump on it. Damn it. Hold. I hope for your sake it holds. And you get that over 4.5. Did you take that over 4.5 too?
I did.
Fuck yeah. Nice job. Trap God says LFG.
Was it Yamal on the assist too? It was, wasn't it? It was. Oh, we cashed 3 at once there. That's gonna be. Whew.
Nice job. Got the key
man.
in the house. Each and every stride says, hope you guys had big cashers today. Let's go, everybody. Shout out to you, Keith.
Man, oh man.
There it is. Plus 115 says, let's go. Hell yeah. Profitable little afternoon so far. We just need a couple of closers here, a couple things to finish us off, and
oh man,
it'll be real nice.
Oh, that's great. That is just great. Man, I mean, if this scoreline can hold, especially cash 2 bets there. If the scoreline holds,
shout out to Redbeard. Says I know absolutely nothing about soccer.
Jeez,
Redbeard, that's how I started too. I still don't know very much about it, but I'll tell you what I do know: the line movement matters. You got to pay attention. Yep. And then think about it too as it relates to in game here, right? Like we talked pregame about the Barcelona money coming in. And the cash moving that line for the road team kind of being suspect. And even when they were, just made so much sense. Even when they were tied 2-2, you got to default back to what happened in that line movement. I don't know how they know, but they fucking know.
Yeah, me and Mike talk about it all the time. I mean, I kind of obsess over the lines and in this sport in particular. We talk about it all the time. Never seen a sport where line movement is just so indicative. I mean, to the point where I'm willing to take things at like massive chalk, especially if the line movement is late, if it comes in that last half an hour, say, which is a bit unfortunate because, you can't always get the play out 10 minutes before the game. People don't have time to jump on it, but you just gotta scour the tools, the apps, everything you can, and any tool you have to see where that big money comes in late. Make a big difference. It's not like that with other sports. We're going to talk MMA later. I'll make a read in MMA. I don't give one solitary F about where the line goes. If that line moves against me, I'll put more on it.
Shout out to Wine Time.
Not the case with soccer at all.
Arsenal looks like they punch another one in. Everyone's scoring, but the guys I need to score.
Wow.
3-0. What was the score? Did they score in the first half, Arsenal? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, later in the first half, I believe.
What I say, though, about that second half with Arsenal, it's like they make adjustments at halftime, and more often than not, I got to remember that. Here's one for everybody. Second half totals over in the Arsenal games, especially their team total.
All right, Arsenal can relax with the score right now. I took the under 3. We don't need to make it 4. Live with a push. I don't want to eat the L here.
There's a Milan goal. Hold now, baby. Hold.
Let's go.
I feel like in was that Gladiator or something where he's like, hold.
I think you're thinking of this movie about the Scots, Braveheart.
Oh, Braveheart. Yeah. Hold. Shout out to googly-eyed UFC ring girl in the house. Not a stream until we see googly-eyed UFC ring girl. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Real Madrid Doge says that little parlay looks good. Let's see if we can get this casher. Take this Milan cash though. Let's hold, boys. Hold. I mean, if we keep doing soccer streams, I'm gonna have to get a whole different set of clips. They're gonna have to be.
Yeah, we do need that Braveheart sounder. Yeah.
He's
If we
got
could
the
only
face
get
painted and he's screaming.
we could only get a Benfica goal, man. I mean, then it'd all come home.
Yeah. What a great Milan goal though to finish it off. Caught a break a little bit by the fact that the goalie slapped it off the top of the post, and then there comes Abraham. Kicks that son of a bitch right through everybody, right through all the traffic. Probably the worst place he could have kicked it. And it just goes in.
Man, what a great second half.
What a great fucking we've been pumping right now. Let's go. Can we get a Young Boys goal? One more Young Boys goal for me would just really Benfica and Young Boys. And we cashed the Juventus Man City under. An under cash was for us there with Man City under.
We managed to cash the under and the Juve plus a half a goal.
Let's go. That's clip worthy, don't you think?
That's a nice little two-piece we brought in there.
Woo! 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 Ow! Love that money.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh my God. Oh my God, I did.
let's go.
You know, we almost swept the board in the morning slate too, or the early slate, I should say. Freaking Leo, man, just dominating the game and letting in silly goals.
Can Milan punch one more in to give me that plus 750 at 3-1? Am I asking too much, Sub?
Mm-hmm.
Do I deserve nice things too?
Hey, I think they might, man. Let's see. I'm gonna flip over that game now. I don't have it up. Well, I was talking about it earlier. You know where they are in the table. They need the 3 points from the win, but they need to get ahead on goal differential. If they're gonna make it into that top 8, that goal differential might be the difference. So it's not a game where
we did talk about line movement, Sub. For what it's worth, pre-game that thing was plus 750, and then right before the game started, it dropped down to 700 for the 3-1 exact score. So there was some late cash that came in on that thing. 3-1. Now maybe it was you guys in the chat juicing it up, but
right, that's true. We could have moved it. Could have moved it ourselves. Sometimes
my local hates it when I play soccer because he's like he's only got a couple of guys that play soccer, and he's like, you just juice shit up, and he's like the lines have to move, and he's like, you are truly moving those lines because he doesn't have enough book to balance it out. He's like, I got like 3 soccer clients. Everybody else plays other shit. All right. Well, the Young Boys do not score in the second half. Bunch of slobs, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't even know if they're close. Milan's building though.
They are.
Boy, that would just fucking cap off a glorious afternoon.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sneakage.
Good. A couple losers here and there. You know what was great? So I thought, and we'll do so in a second. I'll try to get some write-outs and get them in the community tab and whatnot. But we'll talk Euros for a second before we sign off. But I thought, I associate Europa naturally with Thursdays. Thought the Athletic Club game was tomorrow, and it turns out Athletic Bilbao they played this morning. So I all of a sudden getting these notifications on my phone. Winner this, winner that. It's like noon. I'm like, what could I have possibly bet that would be concluding at this time? I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, both teams to score under 2.5, and just Naki Williams to score assist. It all came in. I'm like, what is going on right now? I thought well, maybe I just slept for like 30 hours and it was Thursday or something. I was very confused. Man,
so I was saying I use SOPA scores to your point about like what the hell's going on. I get this notification going off the other morning, and I'm like, what the fuck? What did I bet? And I looked at it, and it must have been some team I accidentally saved as a favorite. and they were playing. I was like, I don't know what the hell happened here. It woke me up. It was one of them early Saturday morning plays that I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I had no idea that I didn't bet it. It was just a notification that was accidentally left on and woke my ass up out of a sound sleep. Fucking, I think it was some Champions League as well. It wasn't even Champions League. It was like English Championship.
Mm.
All right, well, Benfica is going to 0-0 draw. They did technically hold Bologna to 0.
Sure. Yeah, that's a little disappointing there.
That's okay. It's okay.
I think they're going to blow the whistle here in Dortmund. They just went over. Got a Barca goal kick. So that's good news. Yeah, Benfica really disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one I liked a lot. I mean, obviously I liked them all, but
yeah, me too. And
Feyenoord,
this team, that was a big steam move towards Benfica.
Yeah.
One of the few that wasn't indicative today.
It's not 100%.
Right.
But it's got to be damn near 90.
Where are they in the table again?
There you go. Barcelona, Dortmund, 3-2 final. AC Milan. Looks like it's going to be a 2-1 final. Bringing us home. Yep, 2-1 final.
Yeah. Man, you were awful close there.
Yeah, and then I saw that, when you and I were talking pregame there, I saw the 2-1 was like plus 600. And I was like, that's kind of weird for all the numbers looking like it's going to go over. Weird stuff. But hey,
yep.
We'll take what we can get. We'll take what we can get when we can get it.
That's interesting. Plus 200 is a very, very low correct scoreline. That's kind of fascinating, actually.
Well,
Well, we probably better wrap her up. You got a show in just over an hour.
It's a good time to put the bow on this show. I think they're all done, right? We're all in.
I think we are. Let's we're not gonna go through all the games. There's like a million tomorrow, but just a couple plays I got in already. Well, we talked about it earlier. Rangers Tottenham. I think this is my favorite over, or probably my favorite play, but definitely my favorite over tomorrow. We talked about how overs aren't always especially profitable in these Mickey Mouse competitions, but Rangers Tottenham over. We'll see what the we'll see how much Tottenham rotates. Maybe a Tottenham overs angle. I'm gonna make this one official right now, but I'm very tempted to fade my boys. Victoria Pleasant. Plus I think you can get +1 in a decent number. I rather like it. Who's the other? Sorry, I'm scrolling. Where'd it go?
So it is worth noting that the parlay I posted on this chat did come in this afternoon. Milan, both teams to score. Man City under 2.5. The team total over 2.5 for Feyenoord. And Barcelona, draw no bet.
13.5 to 1. And you're an animal. You're an animal. Now, just gonna make one more official here. Ferencváros on the road against this Greek team. This is one of the early slate games, 12:45 Eastern time. Tried to fade PAOK last match day with RFS, didn't quite work out. Liked RFS because they were at home and on a bunch of rest, but I think Ferencváros getting a little bit disrespected here. Ferencváros plus a half a goal against PAOK. We'll leave it at that for now. I'll get a couple more out overnight. But hell, man, that was fun, especially that second half.
Yeah. Oh man, we got rolling in that second half. A lot of them live bets came through. Missed a couple, but again, catch that parlay was big. Congrats to anybody that tailed on that thing. fucking put a 4-legger. Was it 4 legs, 5 legs, whatever the number of legs it was? It was still good enough for us to get some good cash on top of that, some good live betting spots. And Sub, it was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for joining me here this afternoon. We knocked it down. We got it done by 5 p.m. on top of that. So all good things, especially with a 6 p.m. show.
Absolutely. Always fun to hang. And yeah, it was a killer last 45 minutes.
It's great. It's great to wasn't sure if we were going to make it through the whole second half, but it just turned out that there was enough skin in the game to make it worthwhile. And appreciate all you guys that rocked with us. So make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go get yourselves freshened up. Think about that money we just made. And we're going to get back at it 6 p.m. here for pre-gaming on Sports Money. Appreciate everybody taking the time to join us today. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys and girls. We'll see you guys in just a little bit over here. Pre-gaming, 6 p.m. Have a great day. See you guys soon.